Hey there. So a couple weeks ago, Puxatawny Phil came out of his hole, and he didn't see his shadow, telling us that we've got an early spring coming. Days are already getting longer. I know my coworkers are already starting to plan their summer trips because right after spring comes summer. So maybe you too are getting ready to think about summer, or you've got even sooner trips planned and you're wondering about the best travel CPAP options out there for you. So today I'm going to throw down the gauntlet, and I'm going to tell you that between the two top selling travel CPAP machines today, the best choice is going to be the Dreamstation Go over ResMed's AirMini. And I've got 5 compelling reasons why that's the case. So number 1, the Dreamstation Go is validated to be your 365-day-a-year machine. You could purchase this and use it year-round, every night, without any concerns. The AirMini is strictly a travel machine. So the primary difference between a travel machine and an everyday machine is in the motor. So smaller motors, just like smaller motors in cars, have to work a little bit harder to get up the hill. It means they're going to be a little less responsive, especially if you're using auto CPAP. They might be a little less responsive to raise or lower pressures to best meet your needs. The Dreamstation Go, whether you're camping out under the stars, or you're spending a couple weeks with the grandparents, or you just want to use it every night of the year, it's up for the job. Number 2, humidification. So when the Dreamstation Go first came out, the humidifier wasn't available yet, which sort of negated its claims that it could really be your everyday machine. But since then, Philips Respironics has released the humidifier. The front cover slides off. The humidifier slips on. You can see it's got a nice tiny reservoir. One really cool feature is that they've also tested it with tap water. Although if you're using this every day for your home machine, I would go ahead and stick with sterile water because you will get mineral deposits over time. But they've said it's okay to use tap water, which means you can just buy a bottle of water somewhere or get it right out of the sink and run your humidifier on vacation. There's a software algorithm built into this that will look at how long it expects you to sleep, how much water's in here, and what your CPAP settings are, and it will adjust the temperature and the humidity throughout the night to try to make this small volume of water last. So heated humidifier. ResMed AirMini uses what they call a heat HME, a waterless humidification system. This is an HME. So HMEs are artificial noses. Basically, they capture warm moisture out of gas that's when you breathe out, and they deliver it back to you on the way in. So this is a little disc. It slips into the circuit and provides moisture. Now, HMEs are not nearly as effective as heat moisture exchangers. They are fine for a night or two. But beyond that, you're going to start to get drying of the airways. Some people find that this adds extra weight to the circuit that pulls down on the mask. Other people find they tend to smell bad. They also have to be replaced every 30 days. So HMEs are a nice short-term thing. They're not good for the long term. So humidification, reason number 2. Reason number 3 has to do with compatibility of masks and circuits. So there are standard tubing size connectors for respiratory equipment that have been out there in the medical world for a long time. But for whatever reason, ResMed went with a proprietary connection style for the AirMini. So it will only work with the AirMini tubing. You can see it's got little cutouts there. So that's a problem. More confusing is that it only works with specific masks. It only works with specific ResMed masks. It doesn't even work with any ResMed mask which is a little bit puzzling. And it certainly doesn't work with a competitor's mask. To add it, make it even a little more puzzling, for example, the AirMini works with P10 nasal pillows. And so you might think, well, that's great. I've got P10 ResMed nasal pillows, and I love them. But they're not going to work with this. You're going to have to buy the P10 ResMed AirMini nasal pillows in order to get it to connect. And that's in part because of the connection due to the waterless humidification, the HME section. So those are some kind of unfortunate choices by AirMini that have made it a little confusing for people owning the product to know what to buy. The Dreamstation, on the other hand, uses a standard connector, so you can use any tubing you want. You can upsize the tubing and use wider tubing if that's what you have. There's a setting in the machine that you can change, and being able to change that setting for the proper diameter of the tubing is important because it changes the flow rates, it changes the leak compensation, and all that good stuff so that it's optimized when it's monitoring you. It also uses a standard connection right here so that you can use any mask you want. So this is a Philips Respironics mask, hooks in just fine. A ResMed mask, hooks in just fine. And I can even go to a Fisher-Paykel mask, and I'm going to hook in just fine. So based on compatibility with any circuit and any mask, the Dreamstation Go, that's reason number 3. Reason number 4 is all about power supply and battery. The Mini, the ResMed AirMini, only weighs 0.66 pounds. Awesome. But you have to add the power supply and the power cord to it, which adds additional weight. Inside the base Dreamstation Go, this 6x6 block here is the power supply. There's not additional power supply to add. Just plug in the power cord and go. Also, Dreamstation Go has an OEM battery pack available for it. Take off one side, the OEM battery pack plugs in, and this battery pack is good for up to 13 hours of sleeping time, depending on your CPAP settings. Because it's OEM, it's been tested, validated, integrates perfectly with the Dreamstation Go. You're going to be able to know from the settings on the machine how much battery life you have left. Also, a nice little touch on the Dreamstation Go is a USB port, so that you can plug in your smartphone, your phone, whatever other electronic devices, and charge them up. Reason number 5, the final reason that there's more value to be had in the Dreamstation Go than there is in the AirMini. Notice the AirMini, there's no screen. There is an on-off button, and there's a Bluetooth button for connecting to a smartphone app. You have to use the app to make any setting changes or to see any sleep data. The Dreamstation Go has a touchscreen onboard interface. You can change your settings on it. It will show you your daily sleep scores, your AHI, your leak percentage. It also has a micro SD port so that you can capture and extract significantly more data about your sleep activity during the night, as opposed to just one summary screenshot of your AHI or leak percentage. So there you go. That's 5 compelling reasons to choose the Dreamstation Go instead of the ResMed AirMini.